So today we're making pea and ham soup. You'll need an onion, some bacon, some milk, butter, and peas. So what we're going to do first is chop the onion after taking the skin off. So that's the skin removed. We're going to chop the onion down into really small chunks. I've already taken the skin off a number of onions and we're going to chop these down. I find the best way to chop onions is always to keep my fingers behind the knife blade and bend them over, so if I do miss, then it's going to go onto my nails and slide down, rather than actually cut the end of my fingers off, which wouldn't be ideal. So as you can see, I've chopped the onion very finely into really small chunks. So we're now going to add some butter to the pan. I'm going to use about 50 grams. This will help to fry off the onion and also to give it just a bit of a nice thicker flavour. We'll put that in, and all we're going to do is melt that butter down in a hot pan. So I've decided to use bacon offcuts for this, as we're going to blend the bacon anyway. Of course, you can use any sort of bacon you like. If you like smoked bacon, that will give it a different flavour, but bacon offcuts, as well as being cheap, we're going to blend it down anyway, so it makes no real difference. So all we're going to do is split up the bacon and make sure that it's all chopped down into small pieces. As you can see, I'm using quite a lot of bacon here, about 200 grams, mostly because I really like bacon. So the butter's all melted in the pan now, so all I'm going to do is add the onion. For this I've used 3 shallots, as I quite like the flavour of shallots over regular onions. They just have something a bit extra about them. All we're going to do here is fry off the onion until it's golden brown. So the onion's starting to go really nice and brown now. It's just on the edges, you can see it. So that means we're ready to add the bacon. So we don't want the onion to go too brown, otherwise it'll add a bit of a burnt flavour, and that's not what we're looking for. So whilst that's cooking down, we're going to add the peas to our pan. Here I've got 800 grams of peas, but I don't need anywhere near that much, so I'm going to use about 300 grams. It's not an exact measurement, because the soup will keep anyway, so I can always eat it later if I want to. All we're going to do, add the frozen peas to the pan. So the bacon and the onions are nicely brown now, and the peas are cooked. The next step, all we're going to do is drain the peas and then add all of it into the same pan. So I've mixed the bacon, onions and peas, all of them cooked, and I've got 250 millilitres of milk. All I'm going to do is add them all together and then mix with a hand blender, which I'll show in the next step. One final point, I've kept a couple of the crispier bits of bacon back, just so we can garnish the top of the soup when we come to serve it. So I'm just using a standard hand blender on the lowest setting, and all I'm going to do is just blend the soup directly. So as you can see, a couple of minutes mixing and the soup is nice and smooth. So that's the pea and ham soup ready to be served. A couple of bits of bacon to add to the top, and we're good to go.